videos. Got an article to go over with y'all today. Out of all of the companies right now, y'all see how the gaming companies and developers are going toward this woke DEI, you know what I'm saying, making games ugly, making characters uninterested. You see what happened with Concord. Motherfucker thought they could fly too close to the sun and not get burned. And Japan has been going down that road here recently as well. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, but the government is all in, they go in with the censorship, alright? But you got the creators, Suda51 and Shinji Mikami, you know what I'm saying, of Shadow of the Damned. They giving their input on this, saying those who do not play games try to prevent people from enjoying the game. Yes, Bounded in the Comics got a damn good article right here. Let's get into that. They say, like most players who actually care about video games. If I sound a little stuffy, I got my allergies is acting a damn nut right now and I can't fucking breathe all the way. I apologize in advance. Like most players who actually care about video games and not just how they sound and can use it as a platform to signal how good a person they supposedly are, storied Shadow of the Damned creator Goichi Suda and Shinji Mikami are not fans of the ongoing attempts, particularly those made by the Japanese government to censor the medium. Exactly. And if you never played Shadow of the Damned, I hear it's a pretty fucking good game. Alright, I've never played it. Suda51, perhaps best known as the director of such titles as Killer 7, dope as shit, Lollipop Saying So, more word on that later, and the No More Heroes series, never played them. And Mikami, whose players may recognize as the director of Resident Evil 4. Love that game. The remake was good. The original is better. Just saying. God Hand and Vanquish, which needs a second one. Vanquish 2 needs to be a thing. Just saying. Offered their thoughts on the topic during a recent interview given to Japanese video game news outlet GameSpark in reflection of the upcoming Hella remastered release of their aforementioned action-adventure collaboration, Shadows of the Damned. Following a brief discussion on the improvements made to the Hella remastered compared to the original 2011 version of the game, namely improved textures and keyboard and mouse support, as machine translated by Deep L, the two creators were met by their previous compared to the freedom allowed in other countries, Japan's is narrow. In an age when the internet is so widespread, I have the feeling of, quote, why are you saying this now? The censorship has gotta stop, man. It gotta stop. Okay? Because when people don't get to make things that they want to make, you're gonna have some sour apples. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to make these, and then they're coming out with these remakes of games from back in the day, but they're like, oh, you can't make that game like that. Well, you can't have that in the game like that. Just like how, just right here. Capcom defends censorship of erotica mechanic. From Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster says, quote, it's not an appropriate reward for a survival and not a skill required of a journalist. So you ain't tell me journalists don't take pictures of taboo subjects and risque acts, and what are you talking about? This is just all an attempt to censor and shutter things that we all know and love, because these companies are hiring people who don't give a damn about the medium in which they're hired into. They don't give a damn about video games. These motherfuckers don't give a damn about TV and movies and shit. They don't care. All they care about is pushing the message. All right. To which they were asked to if their current thoughts on the topic were, quote, the same as they were back in 2011. In turn, Mikami asserted, quote, my thinking has not changed at all since then. I think it is a strange situation when there are customers who want to enjoy a game with a unique aspect, and those who do not play games try to prevent people from enjoying the game by restricting their enjoyment of the work through regulations. Mikami-sama. Yes, that's exactly the fucking point that these motherfucking weirdos don't understand. They don't fucking get it. All right, we don't need you to change up and censor shit, because everybody isn't this just pearl clutching, garment rendering, just weakling. All right? Just because you freaks and weirdos are like that and can't handle criticism or judgment or ridicule or any kind of hard language stance, you know what I'm saying? You can't handle it because you just crumble like a fucking cracker. It's fucking excruciating. And my man Mikami-sama said it correctly. He put it elegantly in that motherfucker right here. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going because Suda chimed in. That's right. Quote, if regulations are imposed, we have no choice but to respond to them as part of our job. But I always wonder what people who play games would think. He continues, for example, if a lot of people buy the PC version of this game on Steam because they want to play it without restrictions, it would be a bit sad. Even though it is available on a variety of platforms, it would make me wonder what the restrictions are for. Who are these restrictions aimed at? I feel that at the very least they are not aimed at the customers who play the game. But they are. They are targeted at us that play the game because we want to play the game unrestricted. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Dead Rising remake, how they took the Asian dude out and replaced him with the white dude because it's all feelings. Man, stop fucking with our games. In the Resident Evil 4 remake, how in the original Resident Evil 4, you know what I'm saying? You go into that one cabinet at the beginning, you see the woman with the pitchfork through her face on the wall. They took that shit out. That's discrimination. What? Come on, man. Like this, you do not have to go along with the censorship, okay? Because us gamers, you will get the Concord treatment, okay? You will get the Forspoken treatment, okay? You will get the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League treatment, okay? Game developers out there, because we're not gonna keep buying your fucking games with this censorship and woke ideology. We're done. We're fucking done with it. To this end, Mikami then raised the example of Dead Space, which at the time of its initial release, quote, could not be released in Japan due to regulations. So if you want to play it in Japan, you had to get the overseas version somehow. At that time, I had the opportunity to talk with people at the development studio in the US. The original Resident Evil director recalled, what I still remember vividly is that some of them were in tears saying, we couldn't release the game in Japan after all the hard work we put into it. I can say this about the work I was involved in. I can say this about the films that I was involved in, but I am not doing grotesque or splatter films just because I want to express cruelty. I use them only as accents in the direction of the film. This is a difficult issue, Suda further noted, but it would be great if they could create a 0X rating on top of the 0Z, the Computer Entertainment Rating Organization, otherwise known as Japan's answer to the ESRB over here in America, or the PEGI system over there in Europe, so that the expressions of the overseas versions could be used in Japan as they are. So this censorship in Japan's been going on for a long time, I see. You know what I'm saying? To this end, their host then inquired, quote, wouldn't it be quite burdensome to create two versions of the game, one for the overseas and one for Japan? Prompting Suda to confirm, you are right. It is really hard work because we have to prepare and produce two versions of the game. Quote, for this remastering, we had to merge the two versions that were being developed at the time, he recalled, and the amount of work involved was tremendous, and it had such an enormous impact that the development period was extended. At this point, Suda declared, anyway, Japanese gamers who want to enjoy this game without restrictions should buy another copy on Steam. In response, the GameSpark interviewer asked, I was a little concerned earlier, but is the version of Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered that will be distributed on Steam the unregulated version? To which Suda outright confirmed, yes it is, adding, you can play the same content as the international version. As this particular point of the discussion grew to a close, the interviewer ultimately laughed. You have no choice but to buy it on Steam, prompting Suda to further joke. No, you see, we've made it so that you can play it on any platform, so please buy all versions. And that is what we want. Suda-sama, Mikami-sama, thank you so fucking much. You know what I'm saying? For bringing your Shadows of the Dam, but not catering to the censorship. Have a backbone. Stand up. I'm talking to these other motherfucking developers too. You know what I'm saying? Because you see over on Twitter with Yoshimi Yasuda, the Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, and he's given the same sentiments about his game. I will explain the original mode, because in his game, it has two modes. It has the original mode, and it has the repop version, all right? The original mode is a mode that reproduces the same gore, expression, cutscene direction, character design, motion, comic style, character introduction images, costumes, achievements, etc. as the original version. For this original mode, which we applied for approval, there were no requests for revisions from any of the platformers. So that's the Xbox, PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? This is as I explained before. Next, the differences from the original version are as follows. First, all of the parameters that have been adjusted for modern action games are different. This includes attack power, movement speed, character movement range, combo input acceptance time, and initial combo skills. Other changes include the number of remaining shots in the blaster, changes to, you know what I'm saying, just quality stuff. Nothing dealing with the actual story, the characters, you know what I'm saying, the design of the characters, the blood, the gore. Specifically, the cutscene that plays when you defeat the zombie big chicken in the psychedelic world of stage 3 has been changed from a cutscene to a slow motion scene for defeating the gatekeeper zombie. Fine. This change was made to unify the rules for zombie defeat cutscenes. I have also fixed the chainsaw marks so that they appear on all buses, walls, roads, etc., except for plants and trees. That, I don't understand that. I don't know. Why not? Cut the tree down. Just, anyway. Both of these were specifications that I overlooked during the final check of the original version, and I made corrections in Repop. We have applied for a day one patch. This is key. But the purpose is not to make corrections based on the platformer, but to fix bugs and improve the quality of the ranking mode. Thank you, Yashuda-sama. Thank you. Because we are tired of the censorship. We're tired of getting the games that we played back in the day and getting them remade for modern audiences. Like, no, we're tired of that shit. And I thank these small studios and small developers for sticking to their guns. And now you're starting to see games from these, especially Korea, South Korea, like, y'all keep doing y'all. You feel me? Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right. All right? But you're starting to see companies start to, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be doing this censorship shit. Maybe we shouldn't be doing that, because you saw what happened with Mecha Break, and Mecha Break was doing some woke shit, and man, and they came. I was like, hold up now, we didn't, because you couldn't say Trump, in the chat, and it was considered a profanity, and they quickly got on that shit and changed it. You know what I'm saying? You see the success of Black Myth Wukong. You know what I'm saying? You see the success of the First Descendant, Stellar Blade. You know what I'm saying? People are tired of the bullshit. And if it's gonna take South Korea and some small Japanese studios and maybe some small Western American studios to get back to the roots, then so fucking be it. Hey, AA studios out there, AA game developers, indie game studios out there, continue to clean the clock of these AAA studios until they motherfucking understand. Hey, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section down below. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. This is your boy signing off. Peace.